Here we're going to be focusing on what it means to really multiply by a fraction. So if I'm dealing with the problem 1/2 times 1/2, we know that from multiplication that it's repeated addition. So this means I have my 1/2 here, and I need to multiply it 1/2 of a time, which means that I need to add my 1/2 here only a half a time. Not one whole time, but a half a time. So first I have to figure out what 1/2 is, and I need to know what it is compared to in a whole. So if I am using this as a whole, then 1/2 of this is what I have. And I can see what 1/2 of this is when I look at two equal pieces that represent that whole. I know that one of these pieces represents the half that I have. So if this is the half that I have, I am multiplying it 1/2 of a time. That means I'm only adding this 1/2 of a time. So it's 1/2 of this half. In order to figure that out, I need to figure out what size would be 1/2 of this. And in this case, I have two equal pieces that represent that 1/2. So that means one of them represents a half of that time. So here is what 1/2 of that half looks like. And so now I need to know what is this as an answer. So in order to know what this is as an answer, I need to compare it back to my whole. So if I compare it back to my whole, I can see that if I had all of the pieces together, it would take 4 equal pieces to make up that whole. And so that means one of them represents 1/4 of my whole, so my answer has to be 1/4. And my answer ends up to be less than what I started with when I multiply by something less than a whole. So here you can see 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4, meaning my algorithm proves what I showed you in pictures.